What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk a little bit about this new movie that I saw recently called The Bride. This is the second film directed by the sister of actor Jake Gyllenhaal, Maggie Gyllenhaal. Now, admittedly, the only work of Maggie's that I am familiar with is that she was Rachel in 2008's The Dark Knight. And with reviews like these, I'm not sure if I want to try and sit through her first movie. And that pretty much brings us right into this film, which is kind of like a retelling of the classic Frankenstein story, but this time it's being rewritten by the real-life author of the book, Mary Shelley. The woman's name is Ida, who is played by Jessie Buckley, and she spends the whole movie kind of going in and out of this possession by the ghost of Mary Shelley. She is killed off early in the film by some criminal goons after Mary reveals secret information about a crime boss, and then elsewhere you have Frankenstein's monster, played by Christian Bale, who seeks out a mad scientist and asks her to help him make a bride out of the corpse of a dead woman. The scientist agrees, and they conveniently dig up the body of Ida and reanimate her to become the bride of Frankenstein. So right now, a lot of reviews are pretty much tearing this movie apart and calling it all sorts of different things. And this review is going to be no different. I thought this movie was very bad. And the very first thing that sticks out to me is just how pretentious this movie is. The voice of Mary Shelley is spoken through the main character Ida throughout the entire movie, and she somehow has this underlying knowledge about everything and everyone in the entire movie. Every time Jessie Buckley goes into Mary Shelley mode, she starts talking really quickly and with this accent, this Old English type accent and language to where you can barely tell what she's saying. She gives at least 3 or 4 annoying monologues in this movie. And then you have Christian Bale as Frankenstein, and I have not necessarily seen every single Christian Bale movie that there is, but this has to be a bottom 5 performance from him. I understand that Frankenstein is not inherently a very smart character, but Christian Bale plays him like a fucking idiot who for some reason cannot stop shouting. I went to see this movie with my brother, and as we were leaving the theater, we were laughing our asses off at the amount of shouting that Christian Bale does in this movie, and I actually suspect now that that was entirely intentional.
For Christian and his hair and makeup team,
3, 2,
screaming was actually the key to his transformation into Frankenstein for this retelling of the famous monster and his wife's story, The Bride.
We could do the scream again. I'd take one more.
The feminist themes and messaging in this movie are also impossible to ignore between the amount of men that seem to want to assault Ida, the cop who gives up his job to Penelope Cruz, or Mary Shelley literally specifying Ida as not the bride of Frankenstein, but just as the bride. So yeah, between the pretentious story, the bad performances, the uninteresting characters, and the tired political messaging, I just thought this movie was bad. I am looking forward to never watching it ever again. I also know that this is a movie that has sparked a particular discussion about women in directors' roles in Hollywood. In my opinion, there are absolutely good films that are women directed. I just don't think that this is necessarily an example of one. And I would probably put this movie in D tier. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been a while since I put out a video, but I'm going to try to put out some more content here a little bit more consistently, hopefully week to week. Please leave me a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.